All right, guys, we are back with a little update. Sorry I'm a little hoarse. Been a pretty rough day today. So, back out at the container cabin. Didn't do much to the cabin so far, just a little cleanup. The next trip out, we will be putting up the siding, hopefully the window and the door. I hope both of those will be going in on our next trip out, I believe next Thursday. What I did work on though, I don't know if you remember from our last videos, but this area used to be heavily wooded with Yopon. If you check out my last video, there was a oak tree that had broken and it was laying that way. And when we brought out our outhouse, we were looking for a good flat place, and out here deep in East Texas, flat isn't super easy. I know it kind of looks flat from the camera, but that's all of that rolls downhill that way and that way. So pretty difficult to get a flat spot. So I did some tractor work and smoothed out a semi-flat area for our outhouse. Not too far away, I'd say probably about 30 or 40 feet off the back of the container. So we will have to do a little cleaning up there, make a little path. It'll come over this way, and then we will get to the outhouse here. Still need to dig a pit, and also I will be adding a couple 2x4s. So the roofing, this is actually pallet racking flooring that I picked up and got them to cut to length. It's about 3.5 inches overhang in the front, about 3 inches in the back, but I did not get them to cut the width. So what I'm going to do is put a 2x4 on the front going across and to support here, and then another one up in the front, and then probably a support between the two. And what that'll do is that'll give me about, looks like roughly 18 inches of overhang. And the plan is to put a gutter along the back. Got an IBC tote we'll set back behind here. I'm not sure if it's a 175, 225, something like that. We'll set it back here. And then we will pipe in just something with a small, probably manual pump or something on the side wall, and put in a small like hand wash station, or like just a mini sink, just something. So I can't tell you how many times we come out and we want to grab a snack or take a drink or get something in your eye, and you just like a little wash station just to be able to rinse off your hands and wash out your eyes. So that'll go in there. So this is still a work in progress. We just got it out here. It was all flat on that trailer, and had it backed around, unloaded it, and then reassembled it here. And so everything is fully assembled on that. Now inside I do have to put a plastic guard that I've actually got in there. I've got it wedged shut just because I'm about to leave and I didn't want it blowing open. So I need to get a handle, get a little latch for it. And then I do have a toilet seat and it's corrugated plastic. It's kind of like what they make signs out of. And I'm going to use that as kind of like a P guard around inside to protect the wood in there. So once I get the hole dug and that installed, I'll do another full video on the outhouse showing it complete. But yeah, I really opened up this area. As you can tell, that's my utility shed. That's where my chipper and a couple other things in that container. You actually could barely see that, if at all, from the container before. But kind of liking the usable space, and I'm kind of considering now, actually, once the container is finished, moving the container down and having the rear right here in front of these two trees, because this is kind of a high spot right here, having the back of it here, and then removing those two trees and having the front of it there. So it actually would sit the opposite direction. That would be north and south. Because right now it faces east, which is good. And it's got the window facing the west out the back. And so it does pick up the evening sun through the trees. But I kind of like the idea of the opening to the south, and kind of having more or less this be a drive-in driveway, and being able to park over here on the side. Since this is already a row, and that's kind of my shooting lane down there, but this drives straight in from around the corner. So you'd drive up here, and then the entry of the container would be right here. You could step out, walk around, go to the wash station, go to the restroom, back inside, and then you could have the car parked here, or you could have the car parked here. I think it would be a little bit more usable. Of course, you don't know this when you're first clearing. You're just kind of making a spot to make it work. And it will work for now. So until I complete it, I don't foresee me actually moving it over to this spot. But I don't know if you can kind of tell here, but there is a high spot. It's low, and then it comes up, and then it drops back down over there. So it would be pretty good to not have it too awfully high off the ground in the back. Right now I'm about 3 bricks, and those are 4 inches. So we're looking at 12 inches, so about a foot, and then the other one's got about another 2 inches, so 14 inches off the ground back there. It'd probably be less than that over here, but we get good airflow because we do have a lot of our winds come in from the south or from the west. So, but anyway, that's a quick update on what we've got going on. And not a whole lot, but we will be back in about a week to get those 2 panels put on in the front, in order to finish up the front of the container, get the door up, get the window up. I think that'll be a big milestone for us. So anyway, as always, like and subscribe if you got any comments or suggestions, or just issues you see with anything that I don't see. Reach out to me. Let me know. All right, appreciate it. God bless.